got a gentleman coming up right now that's been a leader of the gang, that has turned his life around, has been through all kinds of stuff in his life. But only through the grace of God has he changed, and now he's able to be alive today to share with you how gangs are no good for you, but how God can do everything for you. Let's give it up for KG. Think y'all do better than that for a brother that's turned his life around. Give it up for KG.
If y'all don't mind, I just want to have a moment of silence so that God can come in and I can step away from this mic and let God speak to you through my heart, because he could care for you more than I could ever do. And not only that, for some of your classmates on last year who lost their lives from senseless gun violence and gang violence and through the horrors of drugs and addiction. Just give me a moment to have a moment of silence if y'all would do that with me. Thank you. First I want to ask, how's everybody doing today? If y'all made it here, and nobody in here in a wheelchair, nobody is hurt, nobody is sick, I know that y'all, that was not an alright. How is everybody doing in here, man? Okay, I see y'all ain't doing too alright. But it's cool though. Today, early this morning, the Spirit came over me and told me not to come here and speak. We're going through some things, but that's what I do. That's what God turned my life around for, is to speak and talk about what he did. He saved my life. He wants to save yours too. There's a time for everything, young men and women. There's a time to laugh. There's a time for joking and playing. And there's a time for crying. There's a time for healing. There's a time to grow. Right now is a time to pay attention. Before I came here yesterday, V just said, well, you might have about 20 minutes to speak. I said, wow, 20 minutes. I said, God, first of all, anybody in here believe in God? Can I see the ones who believe in God in here? Okay. So for the ones who didn't raise their hand and don't believe in God, don't worry about it, because I believe in them enough for you. So you covered. What I wanted to say was, I asked God, I said, God, as I prayed, what could I say in 20 minutes to a generation of men, young men and women who are being destroyed by lack of knowledge, by the garbage that they are hearing through some of these rap artists? None of it is educational. All of it talks about violence, disrespecting of our sisters and our mothers and our grandmothers. It goes all the way back. Because when you disrespect as a brother one of these young sisters, you do disrespect the sisterhood of sisters everywhere. But I don't blame it on you. If there are any parents in here right now, I just want to ask you, how much do you love your children? And if there's any children in here right now, and there are, how much do you love your parents? I heard Brother Damon ask some people to put their hands up if you hang around gang bangers, gang members. And I saw a whole bunch of hands, man. And I sat back there and I had to hold back my tears. Because that showed me just how much y'all love y'all parents. You love them that much to hang around these gangbangers who usually shoot people or end up getting shot. And I want to say to you today, how bad and why do you want to make your mother cry? Why do you want to make your mother cry? Why do you want to make your father cry, my sister? What makes you so angry or so lonely that you have to become suicidal, going to hang around with these gangsters and these thugs who have killed some of your classmates? This is serious. I told the young lady who invited me to speak, what am I to speak about? What is this about? A youth leadership. Leadership. Youth leadership, meaning that you are our future leaders. So now us that are here right now in this place have to look at our future leaders who hang around with gangbangers and drug dealers. What type of future do we have? What type of future are you preparing for your little brothers and your little cute sisters that's sitting at home? What type of tears are you preparing for them to have when the police call your mother and say, we know your daughter was a straight A student, but she was over on Laurie hanging with some gangbangers. None of them got shot, but we found her with a bullet in her head. But we want to laugh and play when people who have survived the Titanic, who have survived because of the grace of God, these gangs who don't care nothing about you, me, that little baby that he's holding back there. Nothing is on their menu daily but death and destruction. What part of that do you want? What type of leaders do you want to become? To go on another level, what type of leaders are you following? Who are your leaders? And when you answer that to yourself or think about it, where are your leaders going? Or where are they at? If they're gangbangers and drug dealers, where do you think they're going? So now if you're not the leader, that means that you're a follower. There ain't nothing wrong with being a follower, but when you're following somebody, where are you following to? Because wherever that leader ends up is where you're going to end up if you follow them. BJ told me, KG, tell him your story. But God has something else for you. God said, they already heard stories. These kids need to be warned. Their spirits and their minds need to be woken up. Because we're walking around sleep. We get in front of a TV and we fall into a deep sleep of garbage after hour after garbage after hour after garbage. Even the video games, the most popular ones are the ones that steal, kill, and destroy. So now you're a little 5 and 6-year-old kid or son or brother is watching you killing on a video game 2-3 hours. Some of you won't even eat because you think you might miss something. I almost killed the mama. Don't turn the TV off. You are being taught how to kill through video games. You young brothers think that the girls on the videos showing all their stuff, is that's the type of woman that you want to marry, grow up and marry? That's the type of woman you want to grow up and be? I wouldn't take one of those girls off those videos to meet my mother. Mama, this is Susie. She works the pole. I'm thinking about marrying her and raising some kids. She dropped out of school. Everybody around town knows about Susie. Susie started out a straight A student in school. Got bored and looked around because everybody around her was selling dope and hanging and gangbanging. So, like I heard some of y'all say, we hang because they all around us. She ended up on the pole. She went from that to secretly doing prostitution. They ain't just out on the corner no more now, they secretly do it. I don't want to see none of that happen to none of y'all in here. We're talking about raising up leaders who will stand up and say, you're not going to have my little baby brother. You're not going to have my little sister, because if don't nobody else in the community stand up, if don't nobody else in my family stand up, I'm going to stand up, man. If don't nobody else in my family go to school, if everybody else dropped out, I'm going to be one of them that show the next generation, you can if I can. You can if I can. You can if I can.